I'm going to get into the next story here I want to get to. So this next story, maybe it doesn't have to do with economy. Maybe it does. Being hot is now a job requirement. Okay.
How do you think I got this job, Pat?
So in the age of Ozempic and micro lifts, the pretty privilege gap is growing. Emily Reynolds runs a PR company. And with that responsibility comes the pressure to look young, she tells me. She's 44, but often passes as younger. Rob, can we see what she looks like? She often passes as younger, and that's by design. Reynolds has tried Botox, filler laser facials, hydrofacials, and invests in expensive skincare products. She has a Peloton and does intense workouts. This LaBerry's boot camp. She's walking the precarious line, and she tells me between looking mature enough to show she's an experienced professional who can run and mentor her team and young enough to be relevant, even as she thinks critically about beauty standards imposed on women. Reynolds worries about what would happen to her business and professional reputation if she abandoned her rituals and routines, and what's going to happen as she continues to age. How long will I be, quote unquote, publicly relevant, perceived as attractive, Reynolds says. And when I'm not, what happens to me professionally? That's the thing I think about daily. What a thing to be thinking about daily with that. Do you think it's extremely important to be hot? And if it's a job requirement today, meaning the better you look, the more likely it is that you're going to get the job. Dan, what do you think?
Absolutely.
Absolutely it is.
Yes.
Okay, so
it's not. It's no coincidence that the former personal assistant to Gates, Jobs when he was alive, and more recently Elon is the same woman. She's written a book, and how she set up to go after Jobs first, and then Gates, and then Elon. She didn't have any kids with Elon because Elon likes to have a lot of kids. But not with her. And most of the top assistants, female I'm talking about, to the big Wall Street guys are all good looking. There's no old hags, that look like Volkswagens.
do you think it helps? Do you think it helps guys as well, or to guys it doesn't matter whether they're good looking or not to make money? Does it help to be good looking, to be in shape in business for men?
Depends. My Hall of Fame doesn't have one six-pack on it. I've got 145 or 50 guys, 2 girls.
Not one six-pack.
Not one. Not one. I've got some guys that take steroids and have big muscles, but no six-pack.
Got it. Adam, what do you think about this?
The question is what? This lady? Give me the question.
Yeah, the question is, how important is it to look good? Does it help you advance in your career?
Hell yeah, it does. You think I know anything about anything? I'm just good looking. No, the reality is this.
A lot of people may, I'm reading the comment section, Adam. They're
very ugly.
No, that's not about very ugly. They're worried about you having to use a bathroom every
I'm
single
drinking a lot of water,
podcast.
but my voice sounds good. Here's the reality. There is something called pretty privilege, and it affects women way more than it affects men. So women have to understand this, that inner beauty and outer beauty is completely different. Outer beauty will get you in the door anywhere, but inner beauty will keep you in the house or keep you in a job or keep you employed. So there's a lot of hot girls relying on pretty privilege these days, but that only goes so far. So what's your character? What's your DNA? What's your values? What's your principles? Just being hot will not keep you there long enough. You need to do more than that. Now, as far as a man, for a man to have status, you have multiple factors that you can rely on other than looks. Looks, if you ask women, are not even the number one thing. It's status, it's money, it's your game, so to speak.
Power.
Are you funny? Are you humorous? Are you bombastic? Do you got a swag? Do you have a castle? You got a castle. Doesn't matter if you're a couple pounds overweight. So the reality is, I don't even know if this chick's married. And not that it matters per se, but if she is not married, you may want to take a step back from your career and focus on family and kids before it's too late.
Who is this girl anyways, Rob?
Is she supposed to be hot?
I don't know, Dan. I don't know.
Is this the
she
girl?
seems pretty
I'm missing
accomplished.
something
Yes,
here.
that's her.
Can you go to another one that says Emily Roberts?
Emily Reynolds.
Is it Roberts or Reynolds? Reynolds. No
Reynolds.
relation to Ryan.
No.
Okay. Tom, where are you at with this?
So I believe that there is something to coming into an interview and looking sharp.
Okay.
Looking sharp. But I'll tell you, the further along I've been in my career, the more I've looked at it, what can you do? When can you do it? And who can I call to confirm it?
I thought you were going to say, who can you do? I was like, Tom,
No.
what can you do? When can you do?
No,
Then who can you do?
I meant,
Tom,
literally,
people have
Tom, okay,
families.
Sir Dan Peña here, you're gonna say things like this, please.
That's it.
How about
Now, if you
respect?
come in looking disheveled, that makes a difference. But if you come in looking sharp, you don't have to be handsome or particularly beautiful by like modeling standards. You just need to be sharp and put together like you take care of yourself. I'll tell you, there is a bias, and it is a factual bias, and no one's going to want to hear this, and this is not fat shaming, but people that are incredibly overweight, there is a perception about employers, are you taking care of yourself? And if you care enough to take care of yourself, will you care enough to take care of the job that I'm hiring you for? And what's going on here? So there is that bias, but you don't have to look like a model. You have to come in and say, this is my background. This is what I've accomplished. This is what I'm capable of. Here's my references. I'm ready to go. And I think that's the attitude. Now, younger people, do women that are more beautiful get hired into, a role like an assistant or like this? Sure. I'd be a fool to say that doesn't happen. But for the broad spectrum, we're looking for people to get the job done, not to surround ourselves with everybody we work out with at Equinox.
Okay. All right. So to me, I think when it comes down to this, you have to, I used to work at Bally's, and when I would work at Bally's, guys would come in, and, I would have some fun with them, but I would also, it was 50% fun, 50% serious. I would have them stand up. I'm like, okay, so are you single? I am. When's the last time you had a steady relationship? Not in a while. Do you own a gym membership? Obviously, I don't. Okay, you look at me like, I said, look, man, what are you going to do to make this work? Okay. So then I'm like, listen, can I just talk to you openly? Yes. I said, stop trying to grow a beard. You don't have one. It doesn't look good. You either have it, do it. You don't have it, you don't have it. Don't do it. All right. Number 2, what is this hairdo you got here? What is this all about? Like, what are you doing with this hairdo? I said, we got to get rid of this hairdo. It's a pretty shitty hairdo. We got to fix this thing here, right? It's not going to work. Go to somebody, and I would introduce him to one of my guys. Go get a nicer haircut. This is embarrassing. You can't go around looking like this. No girl's going to want to date you. And if she does, I would question her integrity, like what she's doing this for. Then it's the way you dress. Tell me how you dress. Tell me what you're wearing. What is unique about your brand? When you walk into a room, what's going to be different about you? What do you dress that's just different than everybody else? What do you do? Okay, great. Here's what I do. Working out, energy. Do you smile? Do you take care of yourself? And I think this is like even when we licensed 60,000 insurance agents in 50 states, so I had a lot of younger guys that would come in. And I've had many conversations where I would sit and I had a kid. I would say, first of all, you smell horrible, okay? So hygiene is extremely critical. If you can't figure out your hygiene, I don't know if you realize or not, it's hard to be around you. And stop talking to me like this. Hi, Patrick. You smell. Fix your breath. Have people tell you if you have your breath. Have one of these, what do you call these mint things that you put in, but that's a shortcut as well. Floss 2-3 times a day. Have these flossing stuff that the stuff gets out of your teeth because that's what smells bad. As you get older, you got to take care of this stuff, and you got to figure out what you got to do for your breath to smell better. Hygiene. Blow dry yourself after a shower. Okay? Blow dry any area that sweat stays there. Just don't burn your private parts, but blow dry yourself, right?
Blow dryer, not curling iron.
I'm actually being that serious with you. Blow dry yourself. Blow dry between your toes on your feet. That's what makes your feet smell because it's nasty. Blow dry it after you get, because it's wet, yeast, stuff stays in there. And then it's like, use this deodorant, try this shampoo, try this Axe, take a shower, do it this way. And then eventually, 3-6 months later, they smell better. Give them a cologne. Hey, start off with this Perry Ellis, this 112 cologne, this Jupe cologne, whatever the old school clones were, not the, Creed clones. You're not going to go around handing Creed or Stefano colones to people, but maybe
not
start with a couple of
cool
stuff.
waters.
No, but I'm just being very honest with you. And then eventually you're like, all right, so look what you look like. You smell better, you look better, you're taking care, and then you see the confidence, and then all of a sudden they're walking like this. You've been doing this your entire life to younger guys, and you're like, all right, now he's got a girlfriend. Now he walks in a different way. Now he's got a little bit of a swagger. Now he's got self-worth. Now he's got some money in the bank. Now he's got some, and then good things start happening. But I think the comment, Tom, that you made, I think it's extremely right because Tom's message applies to 90% of people. Mm-hmm. If you're handsome, you're good looking, you know what you can do many times? You can have shitty hair. Okay? You cannot fix everything on your hair, your face. And there's these people that they wake up and they look good.
Look at Rob.
To
He
that
doesn't need hair. Look at
1%
that
of the
face.
world. But to everybody else, I think it is important. I think it works. And Dan, I'm going to give you the final thoughts on this year.
You have 2 times to make a first impression. One, when you walk in the door, she walks in the door. The next is when you open your big mouth. Okay? A lot of people can pass the look test.
Good point.
But then they stick their foot in their mouth. And so communication skills are paramount. And the current generation, actually the last 2 generations, have piss poor communication skills.
Bill Ackman, worth $9.2 billion, the other day gave a tip to people on X and it went viral. He said, here's a tip to young men. When you want to ask a girl out, ask her, may I meet you? Okay? And the amount of people that tried to troll him for saying, may I meet you, was nonstop. He got trolled nonstop all day. What is your line? If that's what Ackman says, what would Dan Peña say?
As a single man or an 80-year-old man?
No, single. As an 80-year-old, you can get away with anything, but as a single man.
Okay, your place or mine?
That's what you, really? That's the opening.
In the early
She's like,
70s
I live in a one bedroom. He's
Manhattan.
like, I'm in a castle, so
Okay, your
don't
place or
just
mine?
come meet me at my crib.
Which do you, Rob,
Yeah, do you like
Can you
castles?
run a poll? Which do you prefer? May I meet you or put your place or mine? Run a poll.
Go with Dan Peña
Fellas,
on this.
ladies, which one? Let's see what's going to happen here.
Can you pull my picture of my wife and I that is on our
He'll
will do
he'll
it.
find it.
Okay,
he will
yeah,
find
yeah.
it. Rob, start that poll. I'm curious. Folks, start voting.
So
May I
when
meet
did
you?
that when did that
Your
when did that
place or
line
mine?
start working? When did that line
When I
start
was
working?
21.
Once I had a castle.
Once you had a Rolls.
No.
No, hang on.
No,
Once
no.
you had a
I had a Rolls when I was 24. So
Oh, okay.
when I was commissioned officer, a young guy at NATO, I mean, your place or mine. And actually, I got it from a woman asked me during the lunch break, you know, what your place or mine. And so
She asked you.
Oh, and you were
Yeah.
that's when you were working in NATO?
Yeah.
That was that nice Russian woman that said, "Tell me all about your job."
Which picture is it, by the way? Is there a picture,
no,
Rob?
no,
you-
wait, the one,
Younger picture of.
no. Can you go to my website? But wait, stop. See those pictures on the right? That's my wife last year, and that's my wife 30 years ago.
All the way to the right.
The one there, those 2. 30 years ago, last year.
Wow.
Rocking the same vibe.
Well,
Good for her.
she used to be a big sailor. She was winning that race across the Atlantic.
And that's serious. She's wearing a sailing harness. That's like big time sailing.
Yeah, she is. Well, she was a big time sailor, but she looks the same.
That's when the
Respect.
boat's up at 44 degrees and
Yeah.
you're
Can
just
I add one
leaning
thing?
into the wind.
You can add one thing.
Okay, I'm just imagining, you know, the guy walks into Bally's for the first time and he's
And Bally's is that a
This
gym
back
or a
in the
bar?
gym.
Days, Bally Total Fitness.
That's
I don't know if
right.
you
That's
remember.
what PBD was doing.
Nautilus, Bally's.
I'm just imagining the guy walks into
Your place or
I
mine
agree.
is winning.
That's swag right
May
there.
I meet you? Your place or mine? It's close. It's close. That's 1,400 people just voted in the last minute.
Almost as close
Yeah.
as my
All
poll
right.
the other day to like or hate her.
Adam,
Can I meet you is woke.
may I meet you is
Yeah.
woke. I
Meet
got
me
you.
here is
May
what
I
meant
meet
to
you is
say.
woke. Your place or mine?
And I know Fortune 50 CEOs that you know the names that they can make it more vulgar than your place or mine. I mean, and that's just
Let's not go there because then we're going to trigger Tom and then. Well, the thing that I was going to say.
Some men are pigs, man. Some men are pigs.
I know, but they've been pigs since caveman.
That's exactly right. When
That's
they
right.
bonked her on the head and dragged her back.
Exactly. I should have lived then.
Bonk. Dunk.
Don't.
All right.
What I was going to say is this. Like, I could just picture the guy that walks into Bally's and Pat walks in
this
and
is the
goes,
one I'm
"You're fat, you smell, your hair's all messed up, your
You'd
hygiene.
be amazed how many of
clean
these
it
guys
up."
came back being thankful.
But that's my point, is
Yeah.
that they're open to feedback
Yeah.
and they're coachable. That's the one thing I've noticed between certain men and not certain men, and certainly between men and women,
Yeah, yeah.
is that men are more comfortable being offended. Our guys will tell each other, we bust balls, bro, you're fat, you're gross, clean it up. And it's like, all right, cool, I will. Women can't say to each other. That's why they're all 10s. Okay? Oh, how do I look? I'm a 10, I'm a 10, I'm a 10. Women don't want to be offended. For a man, you need to be comfortable being offended. And people, you need to be told, you're fat, you're sloppy, clean it up, you're a loser. Don't end up being a loser. That's how you motivate young men. That's a different how you motivate young women.
Men are willing to engage in self-deprecation, and women aren't.
I've seen, not that we need to rehash this, some of the things you've said online. It's not for the faint of heart.
No.
But you say, F you, clean it up, stop being and that's how men actually receive feedback, right? Like if you've had a football coach or a basketball coach or a drill sergeant, they go, get down, mother, and you do it. Women don't respond to that. You can't go to a girl and say, you're fat, you're ugly, you're overweight, clean it up. They're going to start crying in the corner. For a guy, that's going to make or break. If you say that to a guy and they clean it up, that means they're resilient. If they start crying in the corner, then they're weak and they'll probably never get laid anyway.
Forbes magazine put out a survey last year that 80% of employees throughout the United States of America cry at least one time a week.
80% of
Employees from below the chairman and CEO, the C-suite, I guess they call it.
Cry once a week.
So I asked my two kids that work for big companies, and my daughter, who's 39 now, she was 38 then, she says, more than once a week, Dad. And it's mostly men cry at work.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Well, I don't want to say this publicly, but last week I saw Adam in the gym. This happens routinely on Fridays. He was crying.
That's correct.
Normally it's Wednesdays because it's like, Brandon. I'm like, Adam. So, but normally, honestly, like the solution, one good hug wraps it up.
Thank you.
Right?
Or a pow. Either way, I suck it up.
No, but obviously that's a joke. But the point I'm trying to the point of what you're saying here is taking the feedback from somebody that's giving you straight up. When we set out to create a shoe that blends comfort, function, and luxury, we had the choice to make it fast. We had the choice to make it cheap. We chose neither. Instead, we chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true Italian craftsmanship, each pair touched by 50 skilled hands. We chose patience, spending 2 years perfecting every detail, and we chose the finest quality at every step. Introducing the Future Looks Bright collection. Not rushed, not disposable, not ordinary. Rather, intentional, luxurious, timeless. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.